I'm Hugo Nakashima Brown, and today I'll be walking you through the creation of one of my Marquetry portraits, in this case with the Shaper Origin. This technique should work with any CNC, but in my shop I prefer using the Origin when I'm doing computer-based work for its flexibility and the portability in a small shop. To do this, you'll need a Shaper Origin or another CNC to adapt it to, double-sided tape, some masking tape, fine artist's palette knives, and some MDF to make your cutting station out of. To cut our veneers, I use a custom workstation made from 3 layers of MDF, a backer board and 2 facing boards here. You'll see that this second facing board with the visual positioning dominoes on it is slightly proud of this surface. I have a piece of veneer under there because the Shaper Origin works best when the cutting surface is the same as the plane the dominoes are on. If we're cutting our marquetry digitally, we're obviously going to need a file of the appropriate size, and then we're going to need to locate veneers of appropriate color and all of about the same thickness that will work with our file. As you can see here, I've got some curly cherry, walnut, some curly maple, and some pieces of mahogany. Even at this larger scale, I can get most of these pieces out of offcuts from existing veneer projects. This is all surplus veneer I had from other projects. If you're working at an even smaller scale, just doing something that's maybe 4 by 5 inches, you can of course just use the very smallest offcuts to make your marquetry. There's going to be as many ways to hold down your veneer as there are people who do this kind of thing. And I started off by using double-sided tape, and I also tried using a kind of spray adhesive to hold down my veneer, but ultimately I found both of those to be pretty wasteful, and especially the spray adhesive to be kind of stinky when you're doing it all day. So I just find that as long as your veneer is pretty flat, you can just hold it down with blue tape or masking tape, and then as we cut it, we're going to kind of create tabs with tape. So I'll show you what I mean by that in a second as we cut. I've created a new scan of this workstation with my Shaper, and now I'm just going to take my files and drop them where it seems most appropriate to fit on my respective pieces of veneer. So I'll put this one about here, drop it to place it, and then I want to set up my cut settings. So the thickness of my veneer is about 0.032 inches, so I'm going to go a little deeper at 0.045. Right now this is configured as a pocket. That's actually not what I want, so I want to change that to outside so that my cut is on the outside of my line, which will preserve my shape. The size of my bit here is a 1/16 of an inch, which you can see down here, this little tiny bit. And that's important because basically none of my interior corners can be less than a 1/16 of an inch. So even in this area with the eyeball here, you can see that none of the interior corners is smaller than a 1/16, so I can make sure to fit my router bit. If you do make it a little smaller than that, you could just cut it out by hand with an X-Acto knife or something like that and trim out the corner. And the other thing that's important is that for the right fit, and I'm not the first person to come up with this, about 0.02 of an inch negative offset allows for the correct fitting of parts over these larger spans with marquetry. Okay, so time to cut. And I'm going to stop about halfway through this cut to add more blue tape or masking tape to tab our design and keep it in place as I cut away. You'll see what I mean in a second. So I've cut about half of our outline, and since marquetry has short grain just like any other wood, I'm going to go back in and kind of reinforce some of these weaker areas with tape just to make sure that they're not breaking off or the whole piece isn't moving as I finish the cut and loosen more of it. I could just leave tabs in the piece and do it like that, but I find that it's easier and less cleanup to just go ahead and use my blue tape here as kind of additional tabs and stop halfway through the cut. Okay, gonna finish the cut. Now our piece is cut, and if I go ahead and remove the tape, our piece should come off freely. As you can see, it's already coming off here. Probably best to remove the tape in line with the grain so as to not tear out any fibers or break any little pieces of short grain. And now I just keep going until I've cut all my pieces. As you can see, we've got some pretty delicate little pieces that we've successfully cut here, especially something like that. So there's a few splinters, so you might want to go through and just hit that with a little bit of a fine sanding pad, maybe 400 grit, 320, something like that. And I'm going to go ahead and keep cutting, and then we'll get into the assembly of these pieces. Once we have all our parts, it's just a question of assembling. It should be a fairly loose fit, not too tight, and put the pieces together, tape them together, and you'll get something like this.